Hi, this is James with Brain Candy
Cut!
Hi, this is James with Brain Candy Productions. We can't stop giggling.
I'm Neil from Geeking Out, and we're geeking out.
Here's the non-spoilery version of both the anime and the 2019 Versus Up. The anime, if you need to go see Battle Angel Gundam, go see it. In all honesty, it's there for support for the manga, and that's really all it is. It's an hour of exposition to make you go read the manga. The movie, however, and this is what I have to say about the movie, it only really suffered from a couple of problems, and it was minute problems because the pacing is asking for a sequel, and that's really what it feels like. But you need to go see the movie. And if you're a long-time reader of the manga, you still need to go see this movie because very minute details that are changed. I can safely say this is the first manga adaptation put on the big screen by a big American franchise that works. And again, I have been a fan of this series for over 20 years. Think about that.
He's old.
I'm shipping for it.
He's old.
And I'm not a subject matter expert on Battle Angel. I can't claim to be because I haven't read all of the side stories. I've only read the main continuity, and I've only read Last Order. But this is going somewhere, and it really does need fan support.
So, beginning with the OVA, that was kind of, no offense to your nostalgia-ness of this, but that was a chore.
It really
that
was.
really was a chore. Character design was all right. It was there. It was obviously 90s. It had they did it very well, making sure that you knew this was a very dark tone of an OVA. So, but the downfall, I believe, of this OVA is definitely the pace and the forced interactions with the characters. And as you've been saying, it's definitely wanting people. It's definitely saying go buy my other media. We not only want you, but we need you to go buy this media so we can get more stuff. And it's very hard to do when you watch something and you don't initially like it. So you're I think there's an initial fear of doing that. So it's actually a turnoff of wanting to go and buy the manga or borrow the manga and waste my life on a few hours of reading or a few days of reading, depending on how slow I am. Now with the movie, however, this movie deserves support. I have never seen Alita until today. Today was my first day. Watched the OVA before we went to the movie, and that captivated me. That's all I needed. I was excited. It was a good movie, and I know where fans might be going with this, seeing, oh, they made a manga into a live action. They've whitewashed it. They've diverted from the source material. They've done all this. They have all this fear mongering behind it. I've seen it before. I've seen it so much before because there have been past pieces of media that originally were manga or a comic book, Green Lantern, that were turned and just were just horrible movies, or they thought they were horrible movies. And let me give you an example of something that actually succeeded going from manga. I'm going to give you 2 examples, actually. I'm going to give you one that was a manga that succeeded in theaters. May not have been U.S. theaters, mind you, but it succeeded. And the other being manga and failure. The first one is, if anybody is a fan of Yorone Kenshin, Samurai X. Wonderful anime, wonderful manga, awesome 3-part movie.
By Warner Brothers, by the way.
By Warner Brothers. But, yes, it is a Japanese, production. It's not cheesy. From what I understand, a lot of the choreography was done by the same people who did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
It was.
Awesome movie there. So, really, I think you need to get away from the fear-mongering. You need to get away. You need to be open. You need to be open-minded. Now, I'm going to give you that failure. And unfortunately, it goes to one of my favorites, and that's Gundam Savior. Mobile Suit Gundam is a great political and mecha franchise back from the 70s, late 70s, or no, early 70s, 74, to today. I mean, Gundam is still going strong. But they gave out Gundam Savior, what they call G Savior, which essentially was Gundam Savior, and it was an absolutely atrocious piece of production. Horrible design, horrible mobile suit design, horrible acting, horrible CGI. Quite honestly, I don't turn a movie off very often. I did that one. There are very few movies I've walked out of a theater.
I did actually stick through G Savior.
Wow.
I own the DVD for it.
Ugh.
And
don't touch me.
I'm going to tell you why. Because at the time, in America, this is the support Gundam needed to get out to America.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about G Gundam.
I'm talking.
Is that where you're going with this?
Did you know that? Did you know
yes,
that?
G,
Do you know that G Gundam actually saved the entire Gundam franchise?
In America, I mean, for as far as I understand, at least for my generation, I don't know about where you sit.
I'm sitting internationally.
Okay, so where I sit is an American who, by the time he was in his teens, had never seen anime. The closest thing I had seen to anime was Pokemon. Okay.
Oh, you and I are very different.
Oh, I know. And believe me, I don't watch. I play. That's all I do. I don't play the card game. I just play the video game. That's it. But my first, hardcore experience into anime or Japanese culture in general was Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was a lot of people.
Yeah, and it went from there, and I grew out of the Power Ranger thing. I look at how it's grown, and quite honestly, I'm amazed it's still alive. In America, at least, because some of the acting is horrible.
Well, Super Sentai was a very different thing.
Yeah, Super Sentai had I'm not even going to get into that. That's a totally different thing. That's off topic here. But for people like me who were in school and we come home, and then all of a sudden Cartoon Network's got this thing called Toonami, and you're like, what's this? And it's Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, Sailor Moon. No, the weird one, Hamtaro. and you had a 2-hour block of anime, and you're exposed to giant robots, alien women, good guys versus bad guys, political intrigue, humans versus aliens, and aliens protecting humans, and all this wonderful storytelling. You're going, where have I been my whole life? Where have you been? And then you finally grow up and you realize, oh, there's an entire culture based on anime.
Yeah.
And so I do understand where people are going. Oh, James Cameron ruined my childhood. No. You watch Alita, he did not ruin your childhood. If anything, he has done a great job sticking to his source material, to the source material, and like we said in the very beginning of this, even the creator of Alita, the creator of the manga, has gone to see this movie at minimum 15 times.
Yeah,
15. I couldn't tell you last time I went and saw a movie 15 times.
I know that a lot of people are afraid of, oh, it's change, but we have to give a different interpretation to things. You didn't want the OVA for 2 hours and 2 minutes, did you?
Yeah, really.
Of course not. But what we have to do is we have to embrace that change, and if we want more of the thing that we love, you need to support it. And I'm telling you now, and we're urging you.
Yeah.
We're urging you.
And another way you can support this, and I've already seen this, and this is a wonderful piece of art. And if anybody knows Sideshow Collectibles, so what I do on my channel is I do toy and figure reviews, because I'm an avid collector. My collection is majorly Pops and Ninja Turtles and Star Wars, but I have an avid Ninja Turtle collection. He's seen it. I've shown him pictures of it. I'm actually paying him to pick up 4 Ninja Turtles figures for my collection.
This is true.
And they are beautiful figures that I have. But Sideshow Collectibles, which quite honestly, in my opinion, they are some of the most detail-oriented and articulation-oriented with accessories toy makers to date. They make a 1/12 scale line. So the figures run anywhere from about, I want to say 9 to 14 inches, depending on what it is. I mean, mind you, they have a Hulkbuster armor from Iron Man. Help me out here. I don't know my Marvel very well. Hulkbuster, where'd that come from?
The Hulkbuster, I mean, came from the Iron Man comics, but if you're talking about
the newest one,
Age of Ultron, or
no, Infinity War.
Infinity War.
So the Hulkbuster, was it version 2.0 or whatever? The one that Bruce Banner's piloting in Infinity War. I saw it on Netflix. I didn't go out and pay the movie. I don't watch Marvel. Sorry, like my only Marvel movies I've seen in theaters is Thor. He's the only one I like.
Man after my own heart.
It's them golden locks, man. And a hammer.
Yeah.
Man with a hammer.
And a man with a hammer.
Yeah. So, and it's a wonderful 1/12 inch scale piece of plastic with the current, with wonderful likings of Rosa Salazar as Alita. And I'm going to pull it up, and I'll probably send these to. Oh yeah, can we pull it up real quick?
Yeah, we can. So
I've done this part before. This is the Alita 6 scale figure, something like that. I thought it was 6 scale. If you scroll down, you'll see these are from the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 online. This is from when she has the Berserker armor with no skin, and she comes with multiple heads. So she comes with the blood-stained. This is the deluxe version of it. So, and that's a. This is a statue by Prime One Studios, and we could go through the pictures here. It's pretty much her from like the poster pictures, in the black textured latex with holding what looks like a spine in her hand, and that's something I would love to see people support. It's also got the hammer.
Ito's amazing hammer.
Yeah, it's got Ito's amazing hammer on it. It's got her point, like you can have her doing multiple things with this. So it's a nice piece of plastic. You have a figure too, which is multi-pulsable, and it's her. It's just so. I'm sorry. I'm giddy for plastic. Bear with me. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much my opinion on that.
So what our final thoughts essentially is, don't be scared of new things. I know
open-minded.
New things can be scary, but you need to go out and support.
Yeah, especially if you think it's something that's going to hurt your childhood. Because I know a lot of people said that about when the Ninja Turtles, the new when Nickelodeon
when they
took
got
over
Michael
Turtles.
Bade.
When
No.
they got Michael Bade.
Oh, you're talking about the newest.
Yes, and I'm talking about the newest. They got Michael Bade, and I'm like, I have to remind some of even the most avid Turtle fans, Ninja Turtles are multidimensional, and they express this in several times in the series. Even in the recent one of 2012, they had the Turtles go through a dimension where they went back to the 1980 comic or the 1980 TV show.
I saw that. I think I recorded that one on my VHS.
And what I actually talked to Rob Paulson about that, and he said it was kind of like having a conversation with myself again. Being Donatello and Raphael. for a few episodes. So it's and that's I've met him at a convention with Maurice LaMarche, and I had them sign a couple of pops of Pinky in the Brain.
That's awesome.
Narf.
That is awesome.
So, but yeah, like we said, keep an open mind. Don't be afraid to just try it. It doesn't hurt trying.
Doesn't hurt trying.
Well, unless you actually do try to hurt yourself. Don't do that. That's painful. Pain is not fun. And that's me tricking like a wimp.
I've been James with Brain Candy Productions.
I'm Neil with Das Geeking Out.
Please follow Neil on his channel, and we will see you all in the next exciting video or episode of whatever Brain Candy has going on next time.